Hey everybody, it's Kelly with 𝐖𝐞𝐞𝐤. How are you guys? I am so happy to bring you another video. Look at this cute haunted house that I've made. And I have used a couple of things. So I'm using Scary Cute, of course. I love this. I've been using this for this is the week 4. And it hasn't been for every project, but for a lot of the projects, I've been using Scary Cute. I've been using Best Witches, and I mixed it up today and I added this die set. Now this die set is from the gingerbread stamp set that is in the mini catalog. It is like one of the cutest little stamp sets. And I took the dies that go with it because, I mean, a gingerbread house is just basically a haunted house only with candy, right? I think so. So anyway, this is the die set from the Sweet Gingerbread bundle. So you're gonna want it because I already have it, and then I'm gonna do videos on it. So just order it now before it's Christmas. Anyway, we're using the fence, and we're using the door, and we're using the 2 windows for our haunted house. And then for the majority of our project, of course, we're using our bats and our trick-or-treaters from Scary Cute. So let me move this stuff out of the way and put it in the basket here next to me that I keep. And let's go ahead and get started making this adorable haunted house box. Oh, by the way, inside the haunted house are these ghost dots. So see why it's a haunted house? Because there's ghosts inside. Oh my goodness. Sometimes I just say, crazy girl. Okay. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to use a piece of basic black cardstock. And it is a piece of 8.5 by 5.5, which means what, guys? We can get 2 out of every sheet of our fantastic cardstock. So the first thing, of course, that I do every time I'm going to make a box is get my Simply scoreboard out. So let me grab that. There it is. So down the 8.5 inch side, we're going to score it at 2 inches, at 4 inches, at 6 inches, and at 8 inches. Okay. And then we're going to turn it so that this small 1/2 inch piece is at the top, okay? So counterclockwise. And then we're gonna score it at a 1/2 inch, oops, 1/2 inch, 2.5, and 4.5. So those are our score marks. And then in this first panel farthest away from the skinny end, then we're going to skip a box and then do the next one. We're going to put a tick mark at the 1 inch mark, just like basically just make an indentation at the top of your paper. And then we're going to skip this box here. And we're going to make an indentation here. And this is between 4 and 6. So at the 5 inch mark, we're basically finding the center of these boxes. So this is between the 0 and the 2. So I put it at the 1. And this one here is between the 4 and the 6. So I put it at the 5. So you're just going to make a little tick mark. And you guys see on my board here, I have like a mark that I've made with a Sharpie. Do that on your board. I did it at the 6 inch because it's the halfway of my board. But you can do it on any line that you want. And we're going to use that as our guide. So we're going to put this tick mark here, and then this end of our, whatever you call this, the corner of our piece, and we are going to score this along here until it hits this end. Okay, we're going to do it again. And if you want to do it in your paper trimmer because it's a little easier to see where it goes, you can do that too. I'm just making sure that I'm in there. Okay. So there's that one. Let's do this one. Of course, on this side, it's easy because it's on the edge and you can really see it good, but it's a little more tricky not on here. I mean, if you do it on a trimmer, it's a lot easier is what I mean. So let me do the last one on my paper trimmer just to show you how you do it on your trimmer. So you're gonna get your trimmer out, and you should have a scoring blade and a cutting blade on it, but I don't like using the scoring blade on here that often. So what I will do is I will just put this on the channel, or you could also, forget the trimmer, get a ruler, and you're gonna hold the ruler at the top of that mark that you made, and then move it to this corner, and then make sure that it's ready and lined up, and then you're gonna go ahead and make your mark there. So see, this is even easier. Let's just do that on all 4 of them. That will be the easiest way. That way you'll know for sure that you're in the corner and that you're at that mark that you made. So this is what you have left when you're done. Those are the score marks that are in there. And what we're gonna do is burnish on all the score marks. Let me put my stylus back on my board before I lose it, and then I go to use my board and I can't find my stylus. So I'm gonna use my bone folder, and I'm gonna score on all my score lines. And even the ones up here, and here, and even this top one. So all my score lines are now burnished, except for these. So you just put your hand on them, and they actually just fall right in line. It's nice, okay? So those are our burnished score lines. So next, what we're gonna do is we're gonna trim away the pieces that we don't need. So on the skinny edge here, we're just gonna angle cut across that little square so that it's a triangle, okay? And we're gonna skip this one. We're gonna come down to this long one, and we're gonna do the same thing here. We're gonna kind of just trim that end so that it forms kind of a triangle right there. And then we're gonna come in from this side, and we're gonna cut this away, okay? And then this is the bottom of our box, so we need to cut on this line. And you know I love to cut on both sides of the score line and get rid of that fat line. But if you don't do that, then just go ahead and just cut once up here. And I like to use a thick bladed scissor because it helps me to get rid of that little fat scored line there that kind of like sticks up. That's why I don't like it, because it invades my area. So there are my pieces at the bottom. Okay, so with my gingerbread dies, let me pull them out. You are going to cut out of our silver foil this shape right here, and there is the door, and it's going to go right in this part. You can glue it down if you want to, or you could just wait. And then you're going to use the windows to cut a bunch of windows. So where the door is, you need to make sure that your windows are on either side so that you can fit that. So you may want to put the washi tape on here and then move your door out of the way and run it through your die cut machine. And die cut those windows now that you know where they go, okay? Because the door is going to go right here. And then on all the other sides, I have the windows kind of close together. So all the sides have windows. So then you're just going to line them up like this and put a piece of washi tape or purple tape or Post-it tape or something to hold them down. Run it through your die cut machine. Again, on this one the same way, 2 windows, and on this one the same way, 2 windows. So you're going to cut 2, 2, 2, and 2. All of them have windows except for the one by the door. They're wider because you have to leave room for that door to be there. Okay? And don't do the windows too low because we are going to use this fence die to put a little fence all the way around our box. Okay? So we're also going to die cut this fence. Here it is. And I've die cut it twice. I've cut 2 pieces of 4 1/4 by 1 inch, and I cut them both with this die. I cut one from this side of the fence on this side, and I started another one from that side across, okay? So I have 2 pieces of fence that were cut from this die. And like I said, all the little windows got cut out. So I'm gonna move all of this out of the way, and I'm gonna show you one that has already been cut out. So here we go. All right. So this is the one with the door. You see how the windows are a little higher than the rest of them? The thing is, you won't even notice because the door is going to be here, and then you're not going to look at all 4 sides at the same time. You're just going to look at one side at a time, so you won't even notice that they're a little higher. So we're going to go ahead and get my silicone mat out, and we're going to glue all of our little pieces onto. I've also cut some bats from the 𝐒𝐞𝐞𝐬 set. I cut the 3 babies. Let me get that die set so I can show you. So I've already cut the 3 little babies right here, and I think I cut the medium one. These 2 are the 2 large ones, and then there's one medium one. So I cut that medium die from the 𝐒𝐞𝐞𝐬 set. I love this set. I think it's awesome. The only thing that would have made it better is I absolutely love this die, and I did use it a lot, but I wish that they had also included a scary tree or a spider web or something. That would have been epic. But we work with what we got, right, guys? And we use like past sets for things that we want to do that we've purchased. You know, last Halloween we might have a spider web or a scary tree or something. So we could always do that. And last year I did buy a really cool die set for Halloween that had those. So I'm good, but I'm just saying, like, that would be cool. That the only thing that would take it up a notch, right? So the reason that I cut these from 2 pieces is I wanted one of the edges to be perfect, and then see how these are like kind of cut in between here? The reason I wanted them perfect is when I glue my door down onto my piece, that's where I'm going to start my fence. So I'm going to start my fence here, and that perfect edge is going to be right there near the door. Okay, and the same thing here. We want to start that fence right near that door. And so you want those real pretty ends near the front of your box. So that's why. Now, our cellophane bags are way too big. They're 6 by 8, and this box is, you know, just 2 inches across. So I took the 6-inch length and I cut the bag down the middle, and then I used clear tape and I ran it down the side to seal the side that I cut. And then I trimmed it down. So my cellophane bag was cut to, let's see, I think it's 3 inches, yep, by 4.5 inches. So you're gonna lop off the top to 4.5 on your cellophane bag, your 6 by 8, and then cut it in half down the middle so that you have a 3-inch length, and then put a piece of tape once you've cut your little bag to seal the one side. And that's what we're gonna put our little dots in. So let me do that. See how cool they are? They look like ghosties. And the cool thing is, it says on the front, I haven't eaten them. I'm not really like a fan of too much candy, but that they're strawberry, lemon, lime, cherry, and orange. But because they all look like the same color, you don't know what you're getting. So it's like a little mystery. So we're going to go ahead and shake some of those into our bag. It's way too many because I don't know if it will close or fit in our bag, in our box. See, you can't put too many because you only have this height, 2 inches by 2 inches. So just make sure. So out of this box of dots, you can get a bunch of these made. So this is about the amount you want. That should be good, and it should fit in that space. So we're gonna tie this off. So see, it's just a tiny little sack. And we are going to tie it off with this really fun metallic in color ribbon. I used, this one is Orchid Opulence. And I want people to be able to get into their bag. So I think I've cut about 12 inches of Orchid Opulence ribbon, and I'm gonna tie it in a bow instead of like a knot or something, because it's a thin ribbon and I want it to be nice and loopy, so I left it long. Okay, so that's what that looks like. So let's glue our door on now. We're gonna grab our wet adhesive, our multi-purpose glue. We're gonna put it on the back of our door. And this glue, I kind of go crazy with it, but you really don't need very much. A little goes a long way. And then I end up with a lot of spillage or overage. So I'm just gonna press it here, because see how I got a little overboard? I just get a little crazy with my glue. All right, so we're gonna put that there. There's my door. Perfect. All right, so now that we have our door on, we're gonna glue our fence once the box is put together. So I'm gonna move these pieces kind of to the side here. This panel here that doesn't have the triangle, the one that's in between the two triangles, is the one that I did these little bats with. So we can go ahead and use this glue that I made a mess with and put a little glue on the backs of these bats, just the baby ones, and glue the bats down onto our roof. And that way I didn't really waste too much glue, right? So I'm going to put another one down here. And these are flying around the roof. Okay. Because it's a haunted house. So it's like, you know, there's bats. There's ghosts. And then you have the cute little trick-or-treaters. How cute are they? All right. So now I have my bats on here. The only thing I've left to glue is this bat over the window, but I want the box put together to do him, and then the fence all the way around. So let's go ahead and put our box together. I'm going to move my mat out of the way, and I'll bring it back in when we need it in a minute. But let's go ahead and glue our box together. So this side seam here, the one that has these little pieces, is what we're going to put the adhesive on, and then we're going to stick this together so that it forms that, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of glue. I'm going to try not to get too crazy with my glue down this side seam here. All right, that's good. I'm going to pull that together and just kind of hold on to it. You can use your bone folder if you want to help get it to adhere like that. And on my original, I put window sheets on the windows, but then I thought, why did you do that? The bag that's inside is clear. So it's not like, if you're gonna put the dots in the box without putting them in a cello bag, then obviously you want to put something over these windows. But if you're gonna use a cello bag, it's just pointless to use window sheet on your windows. So this time I'm not using it because you don't need it. Okay, now, because that piece is a little wide, it covers this window up. So what we're going to do is we're going to just trim with our paper snips right along that side here and just trim. Excuse me. You're going to just trim that piece right out that was, you know, blocking your window. So there it is. I just trim that out, okay? Now we're going to do the back. So this is the front. It has our door. So that's the last piece that's going to come in. So the two sides are going to come in first. And I'm going to put adhesive on these two panels here. And then we're going to push those together to form our box closure. Okay. So these we're just going to push down. But we're going to put on the front and the back of our box, we're going to put some glue. On the flaps, I mean, of the front and the back. And we're going to kind of hold this in place here. And we're going to start with one. and make sure that it is nice. And then we're gonna push the other one towards that one and hold it just till it grabs, okay? And then we're gonna put it down and we're gonna press from the inside with our bone folder. And because it's down onto our table surface, we can push hard and it will help to bond our bottom of our box closed. So that is how we do the bottom. Okay, so here's our box. Now this is the point on the front of the house, okay? So that's gonna get in and in, okay? Just like that. Just make sure that your lines there are nice and burnished good. And then this piece comes together right here. That's what that little 1/2 inch is for, so that you can kind of mess with that. And you want to mess with your box itself too. I'm gonna sneeze again. Excuse me. Must be pepper in the air. I don't know what's going on that's making me sneeze. So see how like I stuck my fingers in there and I gave that little crease some help. And then once I did that, my box started coming together really nice, okay? So let's go ahead and fill our box with our little candies that are tied off with our cute ribbon. Oh my gosh, so cute. So stick that in there. Make sure that they don't pop through the window. There we go. And then you can see your cute little ghosts a lot better. A lot better. There we go. I don't know why this is giving me such a hard time. It didn't give me a hard time the first time I made it, of course, because I'm on camera. Okay, so there is our box, okay? And so what we're going to do on this top section on this little 1/2 inch to keep it sealed is I have a rectangle handheld punch, and it's by Fiskars, so you can find it probably on Amazon. I need to start linking this stuff for you guys, right? Eventually I will. All right, so I'm gonna just press and see how it makes like a tab. I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. I'm gonna hold it, I'm gonna slide it in there. And there's my other tab. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna use our silver cording, or it comes in a package with gold and silver. It's called Simply Elegant Trim. There it is. And I used a 12-inch length. And so I am gonna tie it on the side that has no bats on the roof, okay? So that's where I want my little strings to come down. So see how I like looped it through those little tabs that I made with my handheld rectangle punch with this punch. I'll show you now when I pull it to the side. Let me bring it up to the camera. So there are the little, they go into those little rectangle pieces there, the cording. Okay, so I'm gonna just pull it even. And I'm gonna use my tweezers, my reverse action tweezers, as an additional hand, because I only have two hands. So but this is going to be hand number 3, right? I'm going to hold on to that. Okay. And then I can tie my bow so it doesn't move on me. And then I can pull out that tweezer. Isn't that so cool? So see how I can let go of it and it doesn't unravel? So that's what you're going to do. And we are going to trim these ends a little once we get it how we want it. And see, there's the tweezer still in there. So I'm going to just yank on these a little so that I can pull it tight when I'm ready. Pull the tweezer out. And then I'm going to pull this nice and tight like that. And I'm going to try and get my bow to lay normal now that I've pulled my tweezer out. So there's that one. Let's try and not get crazy. And let me tell you, if it doesn't listen to you, you can just put a glue dot there and hold it in place. Because glue dots make ribbon listen. Because ribbon sometimes has a mind of its own or cording. So there we go. See? It just wants to be crazy. So I'm just going to put it through that loop right now. And I'm going to bring this one and put it through that little hook. just temporarily, or you can twist it like upside down a couple times, and then when it moves out, it should behave itself a little bit more. Just gonna keep messing with it until, all right. I'm just leaving it for the video for right now because you guys don't want to see me mess with it for 50 years. Let's do the, let's do our fencing. So we're gonna start our fence here, and we're gonna work it around our piece. Now, it's a very intricate fence with lots of cutouts, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just slowly, I'm gonna put adhesive on the fence, but I'm gonna, let me move my bat out of the way, I'm not doing him yet. I'm going to put it just on the long pieces, you'll see. So this is the fence that's gonna start on this side. So see these long lines, those are the pieces that need the adhesive, not all the parts, okay? So I'm gonna get my glue started, or I'm gonna try to. Okay, we don't want a ton of it to come out, just a tiny bit. And so just gently squeeze and then drag the glue across these lines. That's why you need this mat, because you just want to drag it, and I'm going to do a line right underneath that little kind of C that's upside down there, right there. Those are the two spots that I'm adding the glue, okay? So then I'm going to hold my fence without putting my hand on the glue. We're going to start on this side of our box, and we're going to go ahead and put that down. Cute. And then we're going to wind it around. Again, don't hold the part with the glue because you want it to stick to your box. Okay, and here's the back of mine. And right here, we're going to come to the edge like so and stick that down. So the first piece, we're using the entire strip of fencing, okay? So now for this other fence, we're gonna use the nice smooth end. Before I put any glue on it, I wanna see where it's gonna end up. So I'm gonna hold it there, bring this around, and bring this to it. Now, I want it to kind of overlap. So it looks like right about there is where it's gonna be, okay? I actually went one rung past where I need to be, where I bent it. And so I'm gonna cut it there because I'm past, it's gonna still be longer than I need, but that way I don't get glue all over my hands or my scissors. So we're gonna, again, put the glue down, and we're gonna just be gentle and not put way too much, just along that bottom line. Like I said, just let it flow and then drag it across that piece, and then right under that little curved area is another spot that you want to put the glue, just like that. All right. So we're going to pick up our fence, and again, we're going to start on this side this time, okay? I'm going to go upside down because I'm right-handed. So I'm going to just put it right on the edge there, get it to stick, and start curving around my box. Isn't this the cutest, this little fence? It's perfect for Halloween. Come on, bond there for me. Okay. Now, we're getting to this part where we're going to join them. Okay. So what you want to do is, I think I'm going to slide my fence just down slightly over. Good. And I'm going to use my paper snips, or you can just glue it straight on top. And if you push it real good, no one will know that you have any overlap. There it is, okay? I don't know why this ribbon is being so crazy, but I'm gonna undo it because it's driving me nuts. I'm gonna try again, because my first one did not do that. I just wanted to get that fence on for you guys. The last thing we're gonna do is add that bat and then the trick-or-treaters, because those are so cute, those little trick-or-treaters. And they make the haunted house just come alive. Oh, perfect. I don't know what happened last time, but I must have twisted the ribbon or something. But see how that just holds so nice, and then these come down. Yay. So we're going to trim those away. We don't need that much. Probably like that. Let's get these bits and pieces and throw them in the trash. They went flying off of my mat and everything. Okay, so let's add our trick-or-treaters. So our bat I put on the front, and I only put glue on this half of him because only part of him is on our house, okay? So just put glue there. And he's gonna go right here, okay? And I've already stamped our trick-or-treaters. I did this stamp here with the 3 of them, and I cut them apart. So I have the 2 in the front, and the ghost is by himself. And then this is a separate little trick-or-treater. And then I stamped the words "Say Boo" and "Scary On" because I thought it was perfect for the haunted house out of Orchid Oasis. Again, so Orchid Oasis ribbon on the inside and Orchid Oasis for our little trick-or-treaters. And I just stamped them onto basic white cardstock. I die cut with the Scary Silhouette dies. There is that die right here. And then I cut these with my paper snips. I just fussy cut them out. So there's our little guy for the front. So I'm going to use dimensionals to stick these guys down because I want them to kind of like be lifted off of my box a little. So I'm going to use my minis because they're so small, and I think I'm going to use my black dimensionals because they are just perfect when you put them on a black surface. You can't even tell that you have them. So I don't know if you guys even know we have dimensionals that are black foam, and so we're going to use the minis. You'll see when I pull off the backs how jet black they are. So we're going to go ahead and give this little guy maybe 3. We're going to put one on his lantern there. I think I'm going to move this one down here to the middle. Okay, so there's that. And then my ghost needs some. So cute these little trick-or-treaters are. And then here's my little set of 2. So let's put some on them. Perfect. Let's put that one there. Okay. And then, of course, this is also going to be lifted up. And you can see I stamped it wrong the first time. I'm going to use my large dimensionals. And like I said, this is a combo pack. So you get small and large on here. So minis and regulars. So I'm going to put those away. Now watch when I pull the backs off of these, that they are super dark and awesome. So let's get our guy with the lantern first. So see how cute they are? If you've never seen these, you definitely need to check them out. So we're going to go ahead and put our little guy up here. Okay, he's walking. And then on this side, we're going to put our little set of 2. So I'm going to have them kind of trailing behind the guy with the lantern. They're a little spooked and they're trying to follow right behind. And then this little trick-or-treater is trying to scare them because his house is a haunted house. So he is coming around from the other side and he is going to scare them. So I put him on the other side, or he's somebody's little brother that they've left him behind and he's running to catch up because he's scared. So it could be one of 2 scenarios. You like my storytelling? All right. So then we're going to go ahead and put our Say Boo and Scary on this side of our roof. The back of the house doesn't have anything, but you can see the little ghost so good in the little bag in there. So what do you guys think? So you have this tiny little piece of fence left when you're done. Like I told you, you're going to use a 4 1/4 by 1 inch of the brushed silver foil paper to do the door and the bats and the fencing. The elegant trim is for the silver, and we use basic white. And then our main box was an 8 1/2 by 5 1/2 piece of basic black cardstock. I used scraps for my little trick-or-treaters on white And the candy that I used was Ghost Dots, so don't forget about those. You get quite a few of those, just that one box. You can get quite a few of those little boxes made. So I used the Scary Cute Bundle, which is the dies and the stamp set. This is where you can find all your little trick-or-treaters. I use these guys because my box was not so big. And I wanted to have those little guys on there. And then, of course, I added the gingerbread. They're called gingerbread house dies. So don't forget about the sweet gingerbread stamp set that you know you're going to want, because I'm going to be doing projects with it. And I will see you guys next time. Thanks for being here. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below. Please give me a thumbs up. I would be grateful for that. And thanks for being here. If anybody has been looking for any of my PDF patterns, you need to sign up for my email newsletter. The link is in the description below, or you can go to inkyhandswarmhearts.com, scroll down on the mobile device to the very bottom, and it says email newsletter, and fill in the form. Or on mobile, that's mobile, on the computer, it's on the side bar on the right side if you come in through the computer. And it says email newsletter also right under my picture. So thanks again for being here, guys. This is Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. Subscribe, like, comment, share my videos. I would be so grateful, and see you next time. Happy stamping!